Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our commencement ceremonies for Ambrose University 2020. My name's Helen Thiessen, and I'm the registrar here at Ambrose, and I've had the honor of working with each of you in various ways. Some of you may not know me in person, but I've looked at your paper, looked at your transcripts, and talked with you on the phone and sent you numerous emails over the last years as you've prepared for this day. We know this is not how we wanted to celebrate our grads for 2020, but it's important that we take the time to recognize each of you individually and the accomplishments you've had. So we hope you stay with us during this day in the ceremony, and we hope that you've gathered across the country, wherever you come from, and sent the link out to your friends and family to join and celebrate you today in your graduation. So, one thing is that you may have received this already and should have received this already is our grad in a box. And I'm just going to walk you through some of the items in there just so that you can get an idea of what you should do and how you can get ready for today's ceremonies as we get ready. This box was put together over the last couple of weeks, and a whole bunch of things in here that really just recognize who you are and your accomplishment here at Ambrose. So let's walk through that. The first thing, and probably the most significant thing in some ways of what you may think about for graduation, is your cap, your graduation cap, or the mortar board as we know it. And you can put that on, and you want to make sure that your tassel is on the right-hand side. Really important. This is what you'll traditionally move towards the end once you graduate, but you want to make sure it's on your right-hand side for starting off the ceremony today. The color of your tassel, this coincides with the color of your degree. So each degree at Ambrose, and as part of academic attire, has a color associated with it, whether you're in education, whether you're in business, whether you're in science, all have different colors. So your color is specific to your degree this morning. Next, some of you may have received an honors cord, and we just want to take a moment and recognize those who've achieved the academic honors. That's of a cumulative GPA of 3.4 or higher in various levels of honors, and that's noted on your parchment as well as on your transcript, and will be read out as well during the ceremonies this morning. So we want to make sure that you actually put that on and recognize your great academic accomplishments. As we dig into the box a little bit more, this folder holds your parchment in it. So, and again, this is in some ways what may just seem as like a piece of paper, but we know that this has been a lot of hard work. We know this has been a lot of sacrifice, and we know that this is a significant amount of accomplishment that you have put through in your time here at Ambrose. So today, you'll note that it has your degree on it. It also has your name, but it also has your honors, or our valedictorians are noted on it as well, and our Ambrose seal. And this is your official parchment of your graduation today. As we keep going through the box, today's ceremonies are commencement ceremonies for the class of 2020, and there's a program that walks you through what's happening, who's speaking, and what's going on throughout, as well as the list of names of everybody and their degree. By the end of today, of course, you will be an alumni of Ambrose University, and our alumni office has presented a gift in there, so that should be in your box as well. So you'll be able to remember us and be a part of our alumni association moving forward after today. And you've heard through our president's office, through our academic office, and through my office about our upcoming November Save the Date plans. We're not sure what that will look like yet. We're not sure what we can say about that yet, but we do know that we want to plan to celebrate in some way together with our graduates, if possible. So we are marking this date as a significant time that we can come together. As we head into the official commencement ceremonies here, there are just a few instructions left in the box here of how to participate online as you get ready here. So 2 things we want you to take note of. One is we want you to make sure you've got your hat on. We want to make sure that you have your tassel on your right-hand side and you're holding your parchment, and take a selfie and post that, or have somebody who you're there with who can post a picture of you using the hashtag AmbroseGrad2020. And you can use any of the social media channels to do that. We're going to be sharing those photos later on throughout the ceremony. Second thing is we do have chat happening on our YouTube channel. And this is a great way to reach out and connect virtually with your classmates, people who you maybe haven't seen, but as their names are read, why don't you shout out a congratulations and write them a little note. And even though we can't be together celebrating, that you're still there thinking of them. Finally, just a couple of things as we wrap up here and get ready for the official start of the ceremonies. This is the official graduation ceremonies of the class of 2020. This is when your degrees are conferred, and we look forward to celebrating that with you today. Now, just before President Gordon T. Smith starts the official ceremony, we want to share a few congratulations messages from some important people.
Congratulations. Your graduating class has been afforded the chance to truly do something unique and novel, something no other group has done, because, of course, all of us have unique gifts, abilities, tendencies, and talents. Know that there will be unexpected moments of joy, pain, crisis, heartache, and victory. You get to be the graduating class that got a crash course in this, and you get to choose, will you waste it or will you embrace it? Generations who have gone before you and those who follow your leadership are looking to see what you'll do. I implore you, don't believe the hype. These are not unprecedented times. This is life. Congratulations, and may you make a mark on this world as unique as each person hearing this today. I'm Paul Brandt. God bless.
Hello, my name is Ian Fitzpatrick, National Director of the Church of the Nazarene Canada. On behalf of the Church of the Nazarene Canada, I congratulate the Ambrose University graduation class of 2020. May God bless you, and may He use you as you serve Him in a variety of vocations across this land we call home and beyond its borders. Once again, congratulations, and may the Lord richly bless you.
On behalf of the churches of the Christian Missionary Alliance in Canada, we congratulate you on this amazing achievement. Well done. We are so proud of you. May God fill you with fresh wisdom, courage, and strength as you serve Him.
Well, hello and greetings. What a great day. I want to thank you and I want to congratulate you on behalf of the Board of Governors. This has not been an easy couple months, and even more so today. Here we are having a virtual graduation. Nonetheless, it's a special day, a day that you deserve, each one of you, to be recognized for the hard work and dedication that you've put in to get to this point. May you feel blessed. You know, God began a good work with each one of you, and He will truly continue it until it is finished when the Lord Jesus Christ comes again. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you. May He be gracious to you. May He turn His face towards each one of you and give you His amazing peace. Absolutely know that God is with you.
To all of you graduating today at Ambrose University, let me express my heartfelt congratulations to all of you on achieving this a very important milestone in your lives. I know that this past year has, of course, had some bumps, as we're experiencing now, and regrettably, we're not able to celebrate this important milestone in person. But I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to express, as Minister of Advanced Education, my acknowledgement to all of you and recognition of the important work that you've all completed. I also want to take a moment to thank the senior leadership team, faculty, staff, students, and parents who have all worked together to help our graduating class this year achieve this very important milestone. So once again, to Ambrose University's class of 2020, congratulations, and I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Board of Governors and the faculty of Ambrose University, it is my distinct privilege to welcome you, one and all, to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2020. It's a special day for our graduates who I trust are able to join us online. I hope indeed that you've got family and friends that have gathered with you. Even though we can't be together, we trust you're not alone as you follow along online today. It's also a special day for our faculty, who are very proud of each one of those that are graduating this afternoon and pleased to see each one reach this milestone in their formation. We are pleased to acknowledge that Ambrose University is located on the traditional territories of the Blackfoot people, the people of Treaty 7 here in southern Alberta, which includes the Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai, the Tsuut'ina, and the Stoney Nakoda. The city of Calgary is also home to Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. Furthermore, today we also acknowledge the retirement of one of our senior faculty members who's been providing exemplary service with Ambrose University and its predecessors for close to 30 years, Dr. Charles Nienkirken. The Ambrose University Board of Governors has awarded Dr. Nienkirken the designation of Professor Emeritus upon his retirement, Professor Emeritus of Christian History and Spirituality. We have two speakers this afternoon. First, our valedictorian. Our valedictorian today, on this occasion for the class of 2020, is Madison McBain. Madison is graduating with a Bachelor of Theology with a major in church ministry and has minors in biblical languages and English literature. Originally from Creston, British Columbia, Madison now attends the Commons Church here in Calgary, and post-graduation will be looking for a position in either a church or a not-for-profit organization. Her plan is to work for 2 or 3 years before embarking on a graduate program in theology. During her time at Ambrose, Madison was involved in residence life leadership. She was also a leader within our chapel. She served as the Vice President for Student Life on the Ambrose Student Council. Her interests include leading Bible studies at the Calgary Correctional Center and playing the violin. And then the other speaker, our commencement address this afternoon, will be delivered by the Reverend Dr. Steve Wiley, Chief Executive Officer of the Mustard Seed here in Calgary, a role he's held since February of 2015. Prior to his time with the Mustard Seed, he served as President and Chief Executive Officer of World Serve Ministries Canada. And he has served in a variety of not-for-profit leadership positions over the 22 years, including the Deputy Executive for Samaritan's Purse, the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association here in Canada. He also worked as an organizational development and leadership consultant in the corporate business context, as well as having served for a number of years teaching in the MBA program at City University in Seattle. Dr. Wiley holds an earned doctorate in educational leadership from City University of Seattle, a Master of Divinity from Tyndale International University in Chicago, and a bachelor's degree from a predecessor to Ambrose, Canadian Bible College. Steve is married to Heather, and they have 3 adult children and 5 grandchildren. Dr. Wiley, we eagerly look forward to the comments and observations you will share with the class of 2020.
Good afternoon, fellow graduates, faculty, members of the administration, family members, and friends. Thank you all for joining us today. It is an immense privilege to address you, the graduating class of 2020, as we reflect on our time at Ambrose University and as we ask ourselves what happens next. If you're anything like me, you're probably asking yourself, what is happening next, pretty often these days. The question that has dominated news cycles and conversations and social media over the past few months has been this: when will things go back to normal? When will all of this be over? When will we be able to all just move on again? Suffering and confusion and loss have become the close acquaintances of many during this season. To those of you watching who have experienced the loss of steady income, the loss of your own health, or the loss of a loved one, I am deeply, deeply sorry. This past month has found me many times questioning if any celebration is warranted in the midst of what our world is experiencing right now. However, I believe commemorating our accomplishments today also gives us a chance to take a serious look at what lies ahead and to ask ourselves what our role as new graduates might be in navigating life after a pandemic. The question of this moment has been, when will things go back to normal? But I wonder if maybe we should focus instead on asking ourselves, what do we want our new normal to look like? What is this pandemic teaching us about what is most meaningful, or perhaps about what isn't meaningful at all? What is it revealing to us about the ways our world could be more just? Today, I want to suggest that there is reason to believe we can create a future better than the reality we are leaving behind. Followers of Christ have long believed that the kingdom of God is in our midst, that peace and hope and justice are not far off ideas in the distant future, but are rather present-day realities we are called to participate in right now wherever we are. Since schools shut down a few months ago, I've seen a lot of parents of school-aged children marveling at the skill and talent and patience it takes to instruct one 7-year-old, let alone 25 of them. So to all the teachers who prepared us for university, from kindergarten to grade 12, thank you. To the faculty members who continued our education as we entered post-secondary, we truly could not have done it without you. You have offered us academic guidance as we made plans to graduate. You've offered us patience and grace in times of stress. And perhaps most significantly, you've offered us some truly excellent teaching throughout our time at Ambrose. So thank you. The faculty at Ambrose are some of the very best, and I know that we have all benefited from the ways they have embodied what it means to be a faithful and a thinking Christian. When things return to normal, whatever that means, may we not forget the awe we held for educators. May we remember the ways they have formed us into better academics, better citizens, and more faithful followers of Christ, and may we advocate for education to be funded accordingly. As childcare services have been shut down, we've also been awakened to the value of work done by mothers, fathers, single parents, grandparents, and guardians who do the hard and often thankless work of raising children like us. To all of the parents and guardians here today who supported us, nurtured us, and provided for us up until this moment, thank you. When things return to normal, whatever that means, may we recognize the value of the work of caregiving, gone unpaid and often unnoticed by many. As non-essential businesses and services have closed, essential workers have kept our country running by working in our grocery stores, pharmacies, gas stations, and hospitals, providing us with food and medicine, and also maintaining essential facilities. To the facility staff at Ambrose, who have endured an increased workload as cleaning procedures on our campus have become more stringent, thank you. When things return to normal, whatever that means, may we not just call these essential workers heroes, but may we recognize the work they do as truly essential. May we respect it, and may we gladly pay them a wage they can live off of. And finally, this pandemic has revealed to us the tenacity and courage of countless nurses, doctors, and other healthcare professionals who have sacrificed so much in order to take care of us. To everyone working to keep people healthy and to care for the sick, you have our heartfelt thanks. However, this pandemic has also revealed the ways in which healthcare for the vulnerable, particularly for seniors, has been compromised due to competing values and private interests. So, when things return to normal, whatever that means, may we never again take free and accessible healthcare for granted, and may we work to uphold the dignity and health of everyone, regardless of their age. Class of 2020, the global pandemic we are in the midst of right now is asking us a serious question. How will we respond to the work and the needs and the losses of those around us? Christ's preference for the vulnerable instructs us to act with compassion towards the marginalized and to speak with prophetic urgency against anything or anyone that seeks to harm our neighbor. The pandemic we're in the midst of right now has put the opportunity to do both before us all. Since the beginning of February, citizens of this country have been working to ensure that the most vulnerable are cared for. Canadians like you have been working to deliver groceries to the elderly and immunocompromised, to check in regularly on the mental health of your friends and family. and to ensure that people experiencing homelessness have a safe place to sleep on their own. When things return to normal, whatever that means, can we imagine a future where we continue to place our love of God, embodied in our love and care for others, above our love of self? Can we continue to place the flourishing of our neighbor over our own individual comfort? I believe the answer to that question is yes, and I am confident that we can be people who embody the subversive and selfless grace of Christ in all that we do. So my last thank you goes out to you, my fellow graduates of 2020, for all of the ways you have inspired me to imagine a world more whole and more just than the one we occupy right now. I hope you are incredibly proud of everything you've accomplished up until this moment. I can't wait to see what the future holds. Farewell, class of 2020, and the peace of Christ be with you.
It is with great satisfaction that the faculties of art and science and theology commend our students who excel academically, who are leaders among their peers, and who achieve personal and spiritual growth. We do this by acknowledging baccalaureate degree students who graduate with honors and by electing students into honor societies. There are 3 academic honors designations that are based on a cumulative grade point, or GPA, out of 4. When a student achieves a cumulative grade point average between 3.4 and 3.64, this is referred to as honors, designated by the Latin phrase cum laude. A cumulative GPA of 3.65 to 3.84 is designated as high honors, or magna cum laude. Highest honors is a cumulative GPA of 3.85 to 4 and is referred to as summa cum laude. As we present the candidates for degrees, we will recognize these levels of distinction. The pageantry of graduation reveals academic achievements. From the gowns, hoods, and adornments we can determine academic degrees, the institution that granted them, and the honors received. Those graduating with honors received an honor cord in their graduation box, like this. A second form of recognition is the election of students to honor societies. An honor society is an organization that recognizes excellence among peers. The Honor Society helps graduates to establish professional and social networks that go well beyond the college years. The Phi Delta Lambda Honor Society is a scholastic honor society for graduates of the colleges and universities of the Church of the Nazarene. Their motto is, "We pledge ourselves to love, wisdom, to uphold the right, and to give ourselves in service to others." This year, the following students were elected to the Phi Delta Lambda Honor Society: Natalie Cox, Matthew Sebring, Holly Tamlin, Mallory Tunke, Rachel Vanderwood, Jared Vanderswag, Jesse Van Rossel, Jonathan Webb, and Aaron Weberg. The Delta Epsilon Chi Honor Society Award of the Association for Biblical Higher Education derives its name from Romans 16:10, where Paul names a brother in Christ and affirms this accolade of being tested and approved in Christ. This year, the student elected is Madison McLean. Graduates nominated to these societies will receive a certificate of election with their diplomas. Now hear the word of the Lord from Gospel according to Luke. Jesus answered by telling a story. There was once a man traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho. On the way, he was attacked by robbers. They took his clothes, beat him up, and went off, leaving him half dead. Luckily, a priest was on his way down the same road, but when he saw him, he angled across to the other side. Then a Levite religious man showed up. He also avoided the injured man. A Samaritan traveling the road came on him. When he saw the man's condition, his heart went out to him. He gave him first aid, disinfecting and bandaging his wounds. Then he lifted him onto his donkey, led him to an inn, and made him comfortable. In the morning, he took out 2 silver coins and gave them to the innkeeper, saying, "Take good care of them. If it costs any more, put it on my bill. I'll pay you on my way back." What do you think? Which of the 3 became a neighbor to the man attacked by robbers? The one who treated him kindly, the religion scholar responded. Jesus said, "Go and do the same." As they continued their travel, Jesus entered a village. A woman by the name of Martha welcomed him and made him feel quite at home. She had a sister, Mary, who sat before the Master, hanging on every word he said. But Martha was pulled away by all she had to do in the kitchen. Later, she stepped in, interrupting them. "Master, don't you care that my sister's abandoned me in the kitchen? Tell her to lend me a hand." The Master said, "Martha, dear Martha, you're fussing far too much and getting yourself worked up over nothing. One thing only is essential, and Mary has chosen it. It's the main course. It won't be taken from her." The word of the Lord.
Graduating class of 2020, I am pleased and honored to address you today. These are not the circumstances I expected, and they're certainly not the ones that you expected when you looked forward to your graduation. But here I am on video, and you're watching your graduation ceremony in your home, in your pajamas. These are not normal times. Your lives have been interrupted. Instead of jumping out of the gate with a bang, it's more like a whimper. For some, the first foray into professional work has been delayed. For others, that great post-graduation trip has been postponed or maybe even canceled. That last party before graduation, it's been lost. While this is a life interrupted on a global scale, it will not be the last time for each one of you individually. This experience, while it's unique, is not singular in the sense that there will be pauses in your life. Some of these pauses will be beyond your control, while others will be of your own making. Life gets interrupted because of a loss of a job, a divorce, a loss of a loved one, a crisis of faith, a bankruptcy, a change in vocational direction, or some other catastrophic personal trauma that you might experience. What can we learn from these pauses in life to propel you forward to a better and new tomorrow? When our lives are interrupted, we must go from, "Look what's happened to me," to "How can God use this for good in my life?" Life does not always go as we planned. You didn't plan to miss the last month of school. You didn't plan on missing your graduation in person. Yes, life throws us curveballs at times. Many of you have already experienced this truth and the pain that comes with it. Even vocationally, you will have your life interrupted. I started out as a pastor, then became an organizational consultant, then a college and graduate school instructor, and now I'm a nonprofit leader. And to be honest, at a couple of these stops, my life really got interrupted. Interrupted because of decisions I made, and as a result, I had to pivot in another direction. I was the man with a plan, but the plan changed. It's important to plan. Build that road map for your future. But remember, it's not the map itself. It's the direction that counts. As already noted, some of these life interruptions are painful. In the story that was read of the Good Samaritan, the interruption for the man robbed and beaten was not planned. Bad things do happen to good people, but that's no reason to quit the journey or the God that put you on that journey. And that's why life interruptions give us time to digest what we have learned. Take this time to reflect on what you have learned over these past 4 or so years in university. It may be impossible to begin putting what you've learned into practice, but it is possible to reflect on those learnings and begin the process of incorporating them into your worldview. Most of the deeper truths of our lives are not intuitive. They take reflection. They take thought. And they can prepare us for a difficult situation we might face in the future, or hopefully even to avoid that difficult situation in the future. At one point in my career, I took the leadership role in an organization that by all accounts had been led by a poor leader. I moved into his office and I noticed that he left behind a number of books. One of these books was a well-known leadership book. I picked it up one day, and to my amazement, the parts of the book that he underlined were the same passages that resonated with me. What happened? It is possible to know about leadership, but be a lousy leader. Somehow the learning and the application were disconnected. Life interrupted gives us the opportunity to pause and to ask either what went wrong or to reflect upon those things that you learned and to build a strategy to apply them to life as you move out of the pause. Life interruptions can be a springboard, also to a new start. Sometimes we call these a wake-up call. When life interrupts us, we have two options. First of all, we can quit. We at the Mustard Seed see people every day that are stuck. The interruption has become a lifestyle, and they won't, or in many cases they can't, move to a new reality. What happens is that the reality of the interruption now defines them. Life has been so knocked off course that they have not only lost the roadmap, they've lost the direction altogether that their life should be going towards. The second option is to use that interruption to grow, to learn, to change, and to step onto that new path and let it propel you into the future. Sometimes, however, we need a little help to get there. And that's why in this parable that was read, there was another character. The primary character, the Good Samaritan. He allowed his life to be interrupted because he didn't look at his destination as his goal. He was looking for God's purpose for himself in the now. And in this case, it was the man that had been robbed and beaten. This Samaritan did not allow himself to be defined by others, or even the social convention, because societally in his day, what he was doing was unheard of. Sometimes when you decide to step into the interruption, it runs counter to culture. It runs counter to common sense, but it runs straight into God's call on your lives. We are our brother's keeper. We have a responsibility to those whose life is interrupted. It is the truth flowing through the pages of the New Testament. It is both a calling and a commandment. Go to the people who are stuck, who are lost, who are hungry, who need justice, and stand in the gap. Some will define the class of 2020 as the class that had their final year interrupted. But I challenge you to be the class that understood that life's interruptions are simply opportunities to embrace a new reality, a new direction for your own good and for the good of mankind. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be with you today, and I wish God's richest blessing on you, both today and into the future. Thank you.
Mr. President, it gives me great pleasure to present a total of 91 candidates for graduation from Ambrose Arts and Science. The General Faculty's Council and Faculty of Arts and Science have recommended each of these graduates as having satisfied the academic demands of Ambrose University, including the standards required by the Campus Alberta Quality Council and the Government of Alberta. I now wish to acknowledge individually the degrees earned by our arts and science graduates. Mr. President, there are 20 people receiving the Bachelor of Arts degree with a major in behavioral science. Astrid Bissett, cum laude. Joshua Carr. Adriana Good. Caitlin Hensel, cum laude. Maria Hernandez. Aaron Harris. Nikki Koenig. Karina Kurzweg. Muko Nlovu. Mark Peterson. Noah Reish. Dwayne Richardson, cum laude. Raquel Schmaus. Raquel is also graduating with a Bachelor of Arts degree with a major in history. Mackenzie Schmidt, magna cum laude. Lucas Schum. Matthew Tabarada, magna cum laude. Holly Tamlin, Phi Delta Lambda, summa cum laude. Christiana Marcela Eichmann Jakob Tomasi. Ethan Topolniski. Jesse Van Rossel, Phi Delta Lambda, summa cum laude. Mr. President, there are 13 people receiving the Bachelor of Arts degree with a concentration in behavioral science. Larissa Belzi. Eric Bergman, magna cum laude. Alyssa Clark. Madeline Gould. Victoria Hill. Larisha Jensen, cum laude. Paul Cormos, cum laude. Ashley Lucente. Rachel Nazar. Brianna Schrout. Erin Vaughn. Rebecca Workington, cum laude. Kira Zandbergen. Mr. President, there are 2 people receiving the Bachelor of Arts degree with a concentration in Christian Studies. Sydney Dieterle. Schubert Hernando. Mr. President, there are 4 people receiving the Bachelor of Arts degree with a major in Christian Studies. Michaela Benner, cum laude. Douglas Brown. Amanda Jansen, magna cum laude. Matthew Sebring, Phi Delta Lambda, summa cum laude. Mr. President, there is 1 person receiving the Bachelor of Arts degree with a concentration in English literature. Connor Beduza. Mr. President, there are 3 people receiving the Bachelor of Arts degree with a major in English literature. Sarah Fenn, cum laude. Jared Poon. Jared is also graduating with a Bachelor of Business Administration. Rachel Vanderwood, Phi Delta Lambda, summa cum laude. Mr. President, there is one person receiving the Bachelor of Arts degree with a concentration in General Studies, Tanya McCormack. Mr. President, there are two people receiving the Bachelor of Arts degree with a concentration in History, Christopher Carndiff, Kathleen Teed. Mr. President, there are four people receiving the Bachelor of Arts degree with a major in History, Evan Anderson, Natalie Cox, Phi Delta Lambda, summa cum laude, Aidan Mackenzie, Raquel Schmaus. Mr. President, there is one person receiving the Bachelor of Arts degree with a concentration in music, Rochelle Wood. Mr. President, there are three people receiving the Bachelor of Music degree with a major in professional music, Anna Draper, cum laude, Stacy Duncalf, magna cum laude, Benjamin Tizard, magna cum laude. Mr. President, there are two people receiving the Bachelor of Arts degree with a concentration in business administration, Hee Man Shin, Jeff Tunke. Mr. President, there are 12 people receiving the Bachelor of Business Administration, Rylan Banash, Joshua Daniel, Taylor Fensury, Mark Fountain, cum laude, Daniel Friesen, cum laude, Stephen Jensen, magna cum laude, Megan Madsen, magna cum laude, Anthony Marfo, Shaylin Mendez, Jared Poon, Adrian Strandberg, Benjamin Van Spronsen, cum laude. Mr. President, there are 23 people receiving the Bachelor of Science degree with a major in biology, Christian Abraham, Elanta Algadzis, Chaz Francis Comia, cum laude, Jesse Darien Garcia, Paige Gertzen, Cade Greiner, Rebecca Harvey, magna cum laude, Troy Hunter. Madison Kaler, magna cum laude. Julia Kemper, magna cum laude. Ruth Ann Clausen, cum laude. Jonathan Kurian. Mackenzie Lightburn, magna cum laude. Daniela Matic. Chantel Polstra, cum laude. Nathan Polanenko, cum laude. Brooklyn Porter, magna cum laude. Laura Stato, magna cum laude. Julius Toth. Mallory Tunke, Phi Delta Lambda, summa cum laude. Jared Vanderswag, Phi Delta Lambda, summa cum laude. Jonathan Webb, Phi Delta Lambda, summa cum laude. Aaron Weiberg, Phi Delta Lambda, summa cum laude.
Mr. President, it gives me great pleasure to present a total of 12 candidates for graduation from Ambrose School of Ministry. The General Faculty's Council and Faculty of Theology have recommended each of these graduands as having satisfied the academic demands of Ambrose University, including the standards required by the Association of Biblical Higher Education, our approving and accrediting body. I now wish to acknowledge individually the degrees earned by our School of Ministry graduands. Mr. President, there is one person receiving the Associate in Ministry diploma, Alexis Bourne. Mr. President, there are 4 people receiving the Bachelor of Theology, Children and Family Ministry degree, Sarah Moore, Jared Newson, Jenna Park, Tegan Willems. Mr. President, there are 3 people receiving the Bachelor of Theology, Church Ministry degree, Maureen Hickman, summa cum laude. Madison McBlain, Delta Epsilon Chi Honor Society, summa cum laude. Dion Olikny, magna cum laude. Mr. President, there is one person receiving the Bachelor of Ministry, Youth Ministries degree, Aaron Braxma, cum laude. Mr. President, there are 3 people receiving the Bachelor of Theology, Youth Ministry degree, Gabriel Lucenta, cum laude. Rachel Schwartz, summa cum laude. Cassandra Thompson.
Greetings, graduates. I'm Dr. Colin Tothmeyer, Chair of the School of Ministry and Associate Professor of Old Testament. I'm just recording this message to say congratulations to each and every one of you. We're incredibly proud of you. This is an immense accomplishment.
On behalf of the faculty of the social sciences, I want to congratulate you. It's been an honor to teach you, and we look forward to celebrating with you upcoming this fall.
Hi, I'm Randy Poon, Associate Professor and Chair of the Ambrose Business Program. On behalf of Angie, Tim, and the rest of the business instructors, congratulations on your graduation. It's been an honor and privilege serving you. Keep in touch. We'd love to be able to hear from you.
Good day to all of you. This is Ted Pike. I'm Acting Program Chair for Science. And I'd like to take just a few seconds to congratulate all of the graduates in science on their accomplishments that we celebrate today. God bless you all.
Class of 2020, let me add my word of congratulations to you. We're so proud of you. Your degrees represent years of hard work and effort, and they will equip you for the next stage of your life. So well done, good job, congratulations.
Barrett Heilman, Chair, Ambrose Arts. To the class of 2020, we appreciate your hard work. We applaud all of your achievements, and on behalf of Ambrose Arts, today we celebrate you. Congratulations.
My name is Marva Gertson, and I'm the Director of Alumni and Community Engagement here at Ambrose University. And today we celebrate with you as you complete this very significant milestone. As you embark on the journey wherever God leads you, know that as an alumni of Ambrose University, you are joining an elite group of individuals who are impacting the world for Jesus Christ. I am thrilled that in a few moments, you will become Ambrose alumni family. I am equally excited to journey with you as you move forward wherever it is that God is leading you next. As many of us heard many years ago when we first left home from our family to keep in touch, I want to echo those words to you today, to stay in touch. I also want to let you know that we have already begun planning on campus to celebrate graduation this fall. So check out inside your Grad in a Box, there's a save the date that has some details on it. Plan to be on campus on November 13th for our undergrad and seminary celebrations, and on November 14th for our education celebration as well. Congratulations, class of 2020, and let me welcome you, our newest Ambrose University alumni.
I don't know where you are, graduate of 2020, class of 2020, but wherever you are, I know it may seem awkward, but I probably think you should stand as you look into the screen. So would you stand and receive the following words from me, the president of Ambrose University? On the basis of the recommendation and approval of the Faculty of Arts and Science and the Faculty of Theology and the General Faculty's Council of Ambrose University, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of the University and the Province of Alberta, I confer upon you the respective degree you have earned with all of the rights and privileges, which are few, and the responsibilities, which are many, that pertain to that degree. And now what I invite you to do is to take that tassel. You should be wearing your cap. I should have told you to wear the cap. Put the cap on and take that tassel and move it to the other side, signaling that indeed you're no longer a graduate, but now you're a graduate. Usually, at this point, you would have crossed the stage and I would have had the honor of handing you your diploma and asking to shaking your hand and inviting family and friends in attendance to clap and cheer for you. I hope that indeed, we can't do that, but I hope that indeed you're in circumstances right now where family and friends who are around you can reach out to you right now, perhaps give you a hug, and congratulate you on what you've done. We, the board, the administration, the faculty, and staff of the university warmly congratulate you on the achievement you've come to today. And finally, Our deepest thanks this afternoon go to those who make all of this happen, week in and week out in the classrooms of this university, teaching, mentoring, grading, designing courses, redesigning courses, with a deep commitment to the formation of each of our students. I'm speaking, of course, about our faculty. I have been inclined to say over the years that our greatest gifts, the greatest gifts in our lives, perhaps second only to immediate family, are our teachers. But then, of course, I come to the current generation of teachers that have been given to this institution, gifts to Ambrose University, and of course, most of all, gifts to you, our graduates. As the president of the university, I say to you, the arts and science faculty and the faculty of theology, thank you. It is a distinct honor and privilege as the president of Ambrose University to serve with you and for you, and I celebrate the good work that you do. On behalf of the Board of Governors, the administration, and the staff, I say to all of you that teach at Ambrose University, thank you, bless you, and I say it to you on behalf of the class of 2020. Class of 2020, my suggestion to each of you is that indeed, why not drop a note to your prof, or more than one of your profs, and express to them your thanks for their investment in your life. And now, in conclusion, to the class of 2020. As you move on to the next chapter of your life, your lives, in the name of Christ and in eager service for the reign of Christ, may God bless you, each one. May the wind of God carry you, animate you, empower you, and equip you for every good work. May you be a consistent example of the transforming power of the grace of Christ as you live in the love of God and as you know the fellowship of the Holy Spirit. Go in peace, loving God, serving God, and bringing glory to God in all that you say and do. God bless you, each one.